just everything flows.
Look at the walks and strikeouts. 3 walks, 24 strikeouts in 12 2/3, 1 earned run. This kid pitches like every game, 35 pitches, and then they go to somebody else.
And we'll see if they do that today. He'll get Zach Stern, Brennan Jones, and Frankie Bractaleone, who we talked about at the top. Just a quick reminder of what we're doing here. Obviously, it's the Little League World Series. We started with 16 teams, all from the United States. A modified double elimination benefits everybody to win their first game, and we know they're all trying to. Boys and girls are 10, 11, and 12. Most of them are 12. Field is 2/3 your major league field, and the minimum mandatory play requires all that are in uniform to get in. Florida brings 4 substitute players. Michigan has 2 substitute players. We are set to get rolling here. Florida went 2-1. They only played 3 games in the regionals. They won 1 game on a forfeit. And this is a whole new experience on a baseball field unlike they've ever seen. Zach Stern was great in those 3 games. He had 5 hits. And how about a little breaking ball from Ethan Van Bell to start him?
How about that? A breaking ball to start a game. It just shows you these kids don't just throw fastballs. They got more than that.
Well, there's the fastball, and that one's a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Zach, who's 5'4", 95 pounds. Big Z, we're going to call him.
Already coming up with nicknames.
I wish I was credited with that one. That's his. We'll give him another one, I'm sure, over the course of these 6 innings.
Ravi, he doesn't just have 5 hits. He's got 5 hits in 6 at-bats.
Yeah.
This kid had a great region.
833. I mean, just the ridiculous numbers that he had.
He's behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's a good spoil because that was coming in with some warmth. Ethan Van Bell is a rear back when he wants to and just let it eat.
His coach, Rick Thorning, saying in all the years he's coached, he's never seen a pitcher better than Ethan. A huge compliment.
And when Ethan isn't playing baseball, he's the quarterback on the football team. Another reminder for our young kids, play as many sports as you can. His football days make him better at baseball and vice versa.
So a good job by Zach Stern getting the pitch count up, spoiling these fastballs, and now you can see Ethan Van Bell kind of shaking his head like, what do I got to do to get this guy out?
I love watching him just shorten up. Like literally once he got 2 strikes, I mean, he's just trying to get to contact, choking up.
Well, right back at him, and that'll help. A little underhand flip, and finally he gets Zach Stern. Really good battle. That's what you want out of your leadoff hitter. When you talk about his team from Palm City, they will win with pitching and with defense. Kind of an old school deal. Wear the opponent down. So Zach Stern retired here. Brennan Jones, and there's the manager who has really got this entire Little League after a fairly lengthy period to buy into pitching defense, get more kids involved, and it's been a struggle, but they have arrived.
Yes, he did!
Yeah, he did, and that's now 2 strikes on Brennan Jones. He hit .429 in the regionals, the shortstop on this team.
And I watched him in infield. Wait till you see him throw.
Oh. Breaking pitch bounced up there.
And Brennan Jones lists that when he grows up, he wants to do the stock market, which he does already. He says, I want to make that cash flow. So.
Is that the latest iteration of Make It Rain? Just make the cash flow?
He gave me a few stock tips before the game, so I'll be ready afterwards.
Oh, that's outside. Good battle again. Julie, you got some numbers for us since you are Capital J?
I can actually tell you what Brennan is investing in, boys, if I could find it in my notes. But I talked to him before the game, and he said, listen, I watched The Family Guy. I got inspired, and so he's investing in Nio, a Chinese car company. He's investing in sun-powered solar panels. He's making money. He's got more people on the team. Frankie's in. John Thornton's in. They're all in. They've started an investment club.
I love that. Here is Frankie. He checks the swing. They'll go to third. No, he didn't. Yeah, by the way, in about 30 years, if in fact this takes off, they'll own a baseball team. Good pitch, good swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Frankie's dad's from Boston. That's where the whole Red Sox thing and getting inside the. Now, I don't know, how did he get inside the monster? Who did he know
Well,
to get in
he
the monster?
kind of has a connection to Xander Bogaerts, who's his favorite player. So he got inside there. Jess has been in there. We've all been in there. It's really cool, but it's really cool for a 12-year-old to go in there.
Xander got word that he's a huge fan. Now he's going to be watching. I love, I mean, you know it's like, Tim and Carl, you go into these clubhouses during the Little League World Series. And Major League guys become fans of these Little League guys. It's pretty cool.
I love that the umpires, when in doubt, call it a strike. You know what that does? It promotes kids swinging the bat.
100%. That one's just a little off, although the entire field started to move towards the dugout. But I agree with you 100%, Tim.
Yeah, Scott Bradley, the baseball coach at Princeton, always stresses to kids, let's learn how to swing the bat first, then we'll figure out plate discipline later, as opposed to the other way around. Let's learn how to swing it first. We got a little ump cam working here. Mike Debelak is behind home plate, and that's his view. Good catch by Cameron Thorning, who just talked about at the top. That gets by him. We got a runner on second base. John Thornton got jammed, and that almost got on his hands. So I love reading the bios of these kids of what they say. So John Thornton's favorite singer is Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, which is so great. He's like from my era, and I'm 64 years old.
That reeks of mom and dad listening to some Frank Sinatra. Boy, he is swinging at pitches that if he's not swinging at, look like they may hit him. How about Ethan Van Bell coming right in the kitchen?
Yes, that's what I love. You don't see a lot of Little League pitchers intentionally be able to get in on batters, and that's what Ethan Van Bell is doing right now.
Now they're set up outside, and that's where he goes. He is throwing hard. So hard his hat flew off his head.
The other thing I love about this, these kids stand right on top of the plate. They stick their face right in there. Fear of the ball runs a lot of kids out at a young age, not these kids.
2-2 to Thornton. On the ground to third, Jack Surma. Good throw, got him. Nice stretch over there by Max LaForest. He's the first baseman, and a real good inning for Ethan Van Bell. Michigan scored a lot of runs in their regional, like 38 of them. We'll see that offense and meet the kids when we come back. Just getting it on with a little Saturday Night Fever soundtrack here at Lombardy. Our score 0 for Palm City, Florida, and here comes Taylor, Michigan. They must have watched the broadcast last night when we had Ryan Day, the head coach of Ohio State, on. So that may have convinced him.
Yeah, overnight.
Overnight. They changed. Here's Frank. He's getting a lot of love so far in the telecast. His role models are his folks. We talked about his affinity for Fenway and all things Red Sox. And now he has to deal with a really good offense. And Lucas Farner, that's the offense. Little spinner here. Really tough play and no play. You could see off the bat. That was a cue ball, and Brennan Jones had 0 chance on that. Gavin Euland's coming up. We saw him going to break. He's got a great personality and a variety of other things that are very good, Julie.
Oh, sorry. I'm with you, Carl.
Microphone malfunction again? Are we good here?
I'm here. I am locked in. Okay, you know how you guys you report on the X's and O's and the strategy and that kind of stuff? I'm going to give the people what they want to hear.
Oh, good.
Right? It's a hair report because both Ethan Van Bell says and Gavin you say that they have the best hair in the team. So the only way to find out is to have the best hair off. We did that. Ethan hasn't literally cut his hair in 2 years. Gavin has a mullet. A mullet. I mean, it's 2 years. He hasn't cut that hair. It's a mullet. So this one is tough. It's a tough one to call. We're going to leave it to the people at home to decide.
Yeah, I can see a Twitter poll already. Foul there from Euland. Either way, let's just go win-win.
Mullet man. Give the people what they want.
We got to go.
Hair off.
We got to go dugout slow-mo when the wind is blowing and get dugout in the competition with those two, because that's pretty special. Runner at first, Euland pops this up. This is playable. Preston Sullivan is there, and there's one down on a foul ball. Another jam shot from the pitcher Brancaleone getting in on the hands of Hewlin.
Well, here's your guy, Jess.
Love his swing.
Went 8 for 12 in the regional.
Couple of doubles, that's a 667 average. So the number 3 hitter, the catcher.
And watch his setup. Watch what he does. Carl talked about this in the Open. He actually got his swing from playing Wii at home, holding the controller.
Oh, that one was in on him. And again, we've seen these pitchers coming in. He had no chance to get out of the way, and the catcher wears it down to first base.
And again, my point, Ravi, these kids get hit by a pitch and they run to first base like it didn't even hurt. Doesn't work that day normally with a 12-year-old. These kids have a special courage to play this game.
Florida living a little dangerously now. 2 on for Michigan. Jackson Surma, the third baseman. He had a huge regional as well. 7 RBI. Here's an RBI opportunity. That's strike 1.
8 for 13 in the regional. These kids really swung the bat.
Farmer is at second base. Thorning is at first after getting hit. And trying to score first is Michigan. The next one to Surma. That's one in the hole. Underneath the dive of Jones. Rounding third. He was held. Now he's coming. He'll score. It's 1-zip to third. Throw to the outfield. Here comes Thorning. And it's 2-0 Michigan.
And Ravi, I love it that Michigan pushed things here. Nobody out. Hard hit ball to left field. They sent him home. And then the runner on first went to third. This is how you run the bases. You make the other team make a play.
The aggressiveness. You could hear the coaches yelling, not just sending home Lucas Farner, but then Thorning getting him to third base and then ultimately scoring because he put the pressure on.
So the managers brought the whole team in.
A little nervous too. We're playing a little nervous. He doesn't hit a guy, hit a guy. We're all a little nervous, right? There's a lot of baseball to be played. Catch and throw the ball. You're a little nervous? That's okay. You're excitable, okay? It's all good. Hey, we're going to be fine. Let's get an out. You got a man on second. Check him. Let's get the out. We'll get out of this, all right? And then we'll go from there, okay? But get your heads up. Let's make plays one out at a time. We'll get in the dugout. We'll score some runs, okay? Let's go. Here we go.
That's Mark Rogers. He's been doing this for about 30 years. They made 4 errors in the regionals, and again, he's emphasizing, being nervous. It's natural. I asked you before the game started, how would you have handled this field as a 12-year-old, regardless of how many people are here watching? And you said what?
I think the word was terrified.
So Jacob Firkus now gets a chance to bat with a runner at second base and already a 2-0 lead. That's outside. Ball 1. So they made 4 errors in the regionals, and they need to play good defense and pitch well. They don't hit the ball over the wall. They're not a huge team. This Michigan team is. Firkus is another guy that just called time that's almost 6 feet tall. Like, they're just big.
And this is the kid that grew 9 inches during the pandemic. So he went from 5'2" to 5'11" in like a year. I grew 9 inches from age 1 to about 21.
Good swing for the left-hander is Jacob at 5'11", 145. His mom is Jennifer. Ryan's the dad. Both involved with high school. Ryan's the teacher. Mom's a high school administrator. Surma's down at second. The next one, and this one is to left. This is going to be a fair ball, tailing towards the line. Oh, what a running catch by Evan Morejon. Now he'll throw to third. And sliding in safely. He held on to that a little long, but he was celebrating an unbelievable running catch in left field, Evan Morejon.
First of all, this ball's going to tail towards the line, and Evan Morejon stays with this to the point where he dives, leaves his feet, jumps up, almost gets a double play. Talk about knowing where the runner is. His reaction is epic, too, after he makes this throw. He jumps up, fist pumps. Awesome grab.
Great catch. Now Noah Boren. And this feels like a big batter to get. You got 2 outs. Big swing.
They all
What do they
swing it.
feed him during the pandemic in Michigan? Boren, 5'8", 180. The left fielder had a hit in the regional. You got to be careful of a pass ball now with Surma down there at third base, waiting for an opportunity to score.
Came a little too close up here, Ravi. If it gets too close, I'll be the guy under the table, by the way.
Not to worry. Mendoza's actually got 2 gloves up here with him.
I didn't even have to bend down to get under the table.
Ouch, he hit another one. And I heard the coach say he didn't hit anybody, and now he's hit 2. So Bourne will go to first. Second hit batter of the inning. So they're big. I don't care how big you are. It still hurts. You've got to feel it. And here comes the pitcher, Ethan Van Bell. So Noah Bourne down there at first, kind of shaking his arms, making sure everything's okay. And Van Bell's got a chance to increase the lead beyond 2.
Again, this is so good that these kids are so aggressive early in the count. They see a strike, they swing at it, as opposed to some days in the big leagues when we're taking until it's 2-2.
I love it. The EVB chant you can hear in the background from Ethan Van Bell. Off speed, that's a good one.
Beautiful breaking ball from Frankie, who normally has such command of his pitches. A little bit of nerves here today, but he finds a beautiful one there in the breaking ball.
Ball.
This is your 7-hitter from Michigan. He hit just under 400 in the regionals. Timmy, I know you were talking about all the numbers from so many and you see that 1 through 4 in a lot of these teams. It does die off when you get to the bottom, but Michigan absolutely raked to get here.
And the pinpoint control of Frankie on the mound, 10 innings, 2 games in the regionals, 8 strikeouts, no walks, and he didn't hit anybody. He's hit 2 today. And yet he's only thrown 4 balls. I'll give Michigan some credit, man. They've been good at the plate, fouling balls off, putting them in play. And that first one was an ominous start when Lucas Farner hit one over the pitcher's head with some pool ball spin on it. Next one to Van Bell. This one is into center field. An RBI single for Van Bell. He does it with 2 strikes. Another run in. 3-0 Michigan.
So I talked to Coach Rick Thorning before the game, and he said, our guys are ready to go. We haven't played a game in 5 days. These kids are itching to go hit the ball, and we're seeing it in the first inning.
Very good start for Michigan. Max LaForest, the first baseman. He's the 8th hitter. 2 for 10 in the regionals and 2 guys on base. This one to first. Foul ball is called, just foul.
Barely.
So when I went to meet Coach Thorning, there was a woman down there. I've never met Coach before, so I said, which one is Coach Thorning? She said, it's that one there. I said, are you sure? She goes, yes, it's my husband.
Balls, 2 strikes.
Ahead 0-2. They've been very good hitting with 2 strikes. And there's another one that's just foul, but they have a good approach.
Yeah, it's the in-at-bat adjustments. You don't really see that at this age, usually in-game. But even the last hitter, Ethan Van Bell, it was the breaking ball that he took that he ended up hitting with 2 strikes later in the count. Right now, the high fastball swing and miss. With 2 strikes, he fouls it off.
7 foul balls here in the bottom of the first inning for Michigan. 7.
Ball.
So Max LaForest is the kid who injured his elbow during the pandemic, had to learn how to throw left-handed.
Incredible.
And now he can throw left-handed. That's remarkable to learn it that quickly.
Wanted to stay on the field.
Good pitch on the corner. That's strike 3. But they did strike for 3 in the bottom of the first. Farner got it started. Surma had a single. There were a couple of hit batters. The pitcher, Ethan Van Bell, drove in a run. We're flying here early, especially Michigan, leading by 3.
Chat with the kids and invited them all to the governor's mansion after this.
All right.
How cool is that?
All right, Carl, I am with manager Mark Rogers' family, who said to the family, listen, we got 4 of the 5 kids here. All of them played Little League. All of them played softball. Mark coached them the entire time, and he said to the family, we are only coming to Williamsport if we come as a team playing in Williamsport. John, I know you're the oldest. How has this been as a journey for you?
This has been the dream, man. This is, I'm 29 years old, and this is the thing he's wanted most, maybe his entire 29 years. This is what he's always talked about. To see it come true is pretty special.
Brian, you were the last of the boys. I know from a young age you had a nickname. Can you tell the folks at home what that nickname was?
My nickname was the Last Hope because I was the youngest, last chance to make it here, but here we are. So.
And you knew that as a sign, and you were okay with that.
I was. I mean, there was a lot of pressure involved, but I mean, I loved every second of it. It was great. It was great.
Last thing, Karen, you guys actually were close to Williamsport because the Last Hope did not make it to Williamsport. You were close on a family vacation, and Mark said what?
He said, I'm not stopping in until I'm actually got a team going there. So we're very proud of him, and we're so thankful to be here.
Katie even said it's taken her 22 years to get here, but they've gotten here, and they're very proud to be here.
That's great. Hang on to that mic, Julie, because I think Mom wants that microphone.
Karen did want the mic. She was grabbing hold of it. I was like, give it back, Karen.
This ball is to center field. Farkas is there, and he's underneath it for the out. There are 2 quick outs here in the second. A little settle down inning for Ethan after their team put 3 on the board. So you met Mark Rogers before the game.
Right, and he told me that same story. He went to the gate here right at the top of the ballpark and said, I'm going in. Then he said, no, I'm not going in until I get here.
So they were right here.
Right here. He drove by it on the way to Geneva, New York. He said, I'm not going in until I get here as a coach. He's coached 30 years. He's 62 years old, coaching kids who are 50 years younger than him. This guy really loves being here.
Clearly loves baseball, loves sports. Was he going to Hobart in Geneva?
Yeah, to watch one of his sons play. One of his sons played at Notre Dame. Another son is a football coach at Michigan State.
Dirt. Will Wintercorn swings at that. He's behind 0-2.
So I asked Coach if his team was ready, and he said, I went in for bed check last night, and one of our kids was reading Green Eggs and Ham to the whole team in a circle, and he said, I don't have to say another word.
That's one of the biggest things he's talked about. You think about 30 years, as much as the game has not changed, he said the players and the way that you coach them has in a lot of ways. And he's talked about how he's adapted as a coach, tried to really learn and understand every single player. He kind of play part psychologist at times.
And Bella had 0-2. So let me just get that straight. So he walked in, and one of the players was reading a Dr. Seuss book to the entire team.
Right. Brennan Jones on his team, his favorite book is Green Eggs and Ham. So he read it to his teammates who were all quiet listening.
Can you recite a little Green Eggs and Ham going to break or no?
I am.
Yes.
I'll do it after the break. I will.
He will. I can, I will, I am. That's coming up. Sam, I am. Green Eggs and Ham. It's continuing coverage of the Little League World Series. It's presented by T-Mobile. Having the time of our lives here at Lamity Stadium as you look down on the complex. It's in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, just across the river from Greater Williamsport. A little later this afternoon, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And tonight, Texas and Washington. Get a chance to see Ella Bruning play this evening. Gavin Weir will be on the mound at 5 Eastern time on ESPN. The game this evening will be on ESPN2 at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Well, Friday night here in South Williamsport. Michigan back to the plate. Second time, scored 3 in the first. And there's a big swing. They all swing big.
So our pal Mike Monaco told me before the game that in the postseason, Gavin Weir has faced 484 batters, and one of them has gotten a hit.
One. Unbelievable. His 2 postseason starts here, most recent. Didn't give up a hit. He struck out 30. Good bunt. Actually, a perfect bunt. That's your 9-hole hitter. Chauncey Atkins, he's aboard, and Michigan keeps it rolling to start the second.
Oh, Timmy, this is you all the way.
Just makes me want to cry.
I thought you were for a second.
Why can't we ever see this at a big league game? They call him Wheels. He's the fastest kid on the team. He drops a perfect bunt.
Well, we'll see if the wheels are going to be in motion as we're back to the top of the order. Farner got things started with a single.
So anything hit to the outfield, I'm sure Chauncey Atkins is going to be going first to third. Love to watch these kids run. I did the Hawaii game yesterday, and they just said, we're going first to third. See if you can throw us out. It was wonderful.
Brancaleone continues to pitch. Boy, that's a good swing, and that's fouled off. There seems to be a lot of noise in all these Michigan bats from 1 to 9.
Well, aggressiveness early, and that's the thing. If it's anywhere in the vicinity, they are swinging early in the count. A lot of first pitch swinging.
Farner 1 for 1 here. He had 9 hits in the regional and 13 at bats, so he's warm. Close pitch, very close.
Timmy will love this. Farner said that he's telling me how he's old school, and his favorite player is Ken Griffey Jr., which, by the way, you hear a lot of players say Ken Griffey Jr., but he's like, you know, the way they played way back then.
Oh, boy.
Just died.
Spoils another. It's a good question. For a 12-year-old, how do you define way back then?
Right, well.
90?
Apparently. Mid to late 90s.
Only in baseball can the modern era be defined as 1900 on, so it's very relative.
Here's the next one. That's right back up the middle. Could be 2. Takes it himself, then throws to first. Zachary Stern. That'll help quell a rally, especially you take the wheels off the bases.
This is what Florida is known for. They bobbled it a little bit early in the first inning, and they got back to what they do. Zach Stern, a beautiful job, and I love the decision here. A lot of times you'll see the toss over to second. Instead, he takes it himself, an easy 4-3 double play.
Gavin Hewlin now with 2 down, and the base is empty.
So what we also learned about Gavin is his side job is mowing lawns.
I love side hustle.
Right. 9 or 10 lawns a day. And Ravi, of course, is one of the great lawn mowers ever.
What?
You should have a lot in common with him. You love to do the lawn.
What makes a great lawn mower?
Oh, the lines. Oh, no, I'm a big outdoor landscape guy. Poison ivy on the arms often from doing hedges and all those things. But I love looking at fields. Like, look at this field.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. The way this is cut.
$35 a lawn, too.
Yeah, I never got that.
Count me in.
Yeah, I got a Diet Coke. I love the side hustle. And by the way, give it up to Grandpa, who apparently is picking up where Gavin left off.
So
He
Grandpa
couldn't come.
Grandpa didn't come because he has to take care of the lawns that Gavin's
way,
usually
this
taking
Is
care
that
of.
40%? Is that 100%? Like, what's Grandpa's cut?
It should be 100. Lawn's not getting cut without Grandpa. 2-2. Gavin slaps the bottom of those shoes of his, and Mullet Man has got to lock in. He loves having his dad be involved with this. He's been with him through his entire baseball career, helping coach him. And now father-son share this Williamsport moment. Good spoil. That's going to be a hit. He outran it. A slow roller, glorified swinging bunt. And if you bunted and ended up there, you're going to get on every time. We'll take that. I'm a hitter. I'm fine with that.
Especially 2 strikes, Robin. And we've seen a lot from Frankie being able to hit a lot of different parts of the zone. A good 2-strike swinging bunt.
Cam Thorning up for the second time. Remember, try to jam him inside. He got plunked. I understand the idea of not wanting to get those arms extended. Check swing, didn't foul it. Didn't check with a third base umpire, so no swing. Ball 1 down to second goes Hewlin.
Got a little bit of Christian Yelich in that setup this kid has. Swings the bat a little bit like him. Pretty good player to swing it like. But you're right, Jess. He's got great mechanics.
Euland's going to come out, and Jackson Schufelt is going to go on as a special pinch runner. What do you think the pickup games are with this Michigan team in any sport? Thorning comes in at 5'8", 141. His dad's on the coaching staff as well. Dad to the Junior World Series. That's what Taylor, Michigan is known for, the Junior World Series. There's Bridget, the mom. That's the one that said, yes, that's my husband.
Right. Picked the right person to ask, didn't I?
Smart. Just underneath the knees of Cam. Brother played in the Junior World Series a couple of years ago, so his brother was willing, Andrew, to give him some tips on what it would be like to be on a stage like this. Very relaxed approach at the plate. Good pitch down underneath those hands.
Look how quiet those hands are at the plate. There's a lot of kids this age are a little fidgety. This kid is really quiet up there.
He runs into one. It's going to be 5-0 real quick. This one's going to be playable. The left fielder, Morejon, already made one great catch, and that's a little more routine. Good job by Frankie Bracaleone. He gets out of that. Yes, sir. Warm day in Williamsport. Let's get a little frozen ice cream going down. And a big smile. We're in good shape here.
Have you ever seen one of these before?
Yeah. I don't know what it's called. Oh wait, maybe you gotta take off the phone first. Does it work? Twist the thingy. Put the last dot to the number. I don't even know how to use this. I need some help here. Wait, how do I do this?
I have no idea what you're saying. Then spin it around until your finger hits the metal part, then let it go.
Nice.
Thanks, Mom, for teaching me how to do this.
See, 2010 was a long time ago.
Now,
Rotary phones were forever, and I remember we've done so many hits during games where you confessed you didn't even know how to download an app.
Well, I have more trouble with this cell phone than those kids do with the rotary phones.
I've watched you try to work this, and
Yeah.
I mean, we can do a tutorial afterwards, but these are called text messages, okay? So people will write to you, you can write back. It's crazy. You can actually like write words and stuff.
Jess, when I'm 64, check backward. When you're 64,
When I'm
okay?
64.
This is what happens. The older you get, the less knowledge you have, especially about all things technology. Rotary phone.
Thank you. But you're big on Slack. All right, let's go to Julie. Julie, what else can you add on this Florida group?
Oh, life lessons all over the place. Timmy, you're going to get there, I promise. Florida, I talked to the coaching staff beforehand, and they said that they've been learning a lot of life lessons while in the Grove, in the dorm, like how to tie a shoe properly, how to fold a shirt, how to actually make a bed.
Making a bed critical. Figure tying shoes is important. Probably should have that skill down already. And what else? Anything else, Jewel?
They said that the best part about it, though, they said just keeping stuff organized has been a challenge. People have been losing stuff, but they said the best part about it, they have bonded like they have never seen this team bond before. And I said that happens when you're in close quarters for this long.
For a long time is right. Tyler Fitzgerald next up. He's going to bunt. This is close. Flip. Got him. What a play by Ethan Van Bell. For a second, I thought he was going to flip with the glove, but he had time to barehand it. He knows better.
There's your quarterback covering the right side and making a brilliant defensive play on a great bunt here.
I love the slide and how quick he gets rid of it. An athlete, absolutely.
That is a great play.
That play is not made unless he slides on that. No chance.
Loose ball, fumble, he's on it. Now Zach Stern, and this ball's driven to left field and fairly deep. It'll get nearly to the wall. Zach is in with a double. Two-out rally, perhaps, for Florida.
So Zach Stern, 5 for 6 in the regional, now 1 for 2 here at Williamsport. That ball was smoked.
As coaches say, no one has grown more this summer. They said that he's the most improved player the last 3 weeks. He has never played better. He's continued that hot streak here in Williamsport.
All right, so Brennan Jones, you got a chance now. He takes a big hack at it in a 3-0 game and fouls it off. You know, it was really interesting, too. After that ball went to the wall, came back in, Ethan Bell looked at his catcher and tapped his chest to say, my fault on that pitch. He may be saying it again as this one goes to the backstop, and down to third base goes Zach Stern.
Down, anticipate it, feed it home, okay? Let's go. That's the second one. Ball here. There's 2 outs, so you're gone on anything, okay? You don't have to wait.
Big fastball. Brennan Jones swings and misses. It's pretty cool. You get to see this guy right there, Ethan Van Bell, with a little pressure on now, and the runner at third. Rears back, fires another one. Check of the third base ump. He went. That was a 7-pitch inning, and it featured a web gem from the pitcher, Ethan Van Bell. 2.5 in the books, 3-0 in favor of Michigan.
Play! Hey, buddy, how you doing? My name's Mike.
Oh, my name's McLean.
McLean, okay. I'm going to talk in your ear for a minute while you're catching, okay? I'm just going to talk in your ear for a second. Go ahead and catch them. Make sure you're staying hydrated, too, huh?
Yeah.
Where you get in the back?
What?
The pitch, you get you in the back? You all right?
Yeah.
All right. Play!
Really good stuff. Love the communication between the umpire, all volunteer umpires, and the catcher. Guy got hit by a pitch, was asked. That ball is hammered to center field and deep. And just off the wall, it comes ricocheting back towards the infield. Jackson Surma, 2 for 2 with a single, and now a double.
Sorry, Ravi. Volunteer umpires here. And these guys do a great job. They deserve a lot of credit for being out here on their own time, and spending that kind of time with the kids is really important.
Surma has seen 3 pitches, and he's now been on base twice with a single and a double. We start off the third with some Michigan noise. Jacob Furcus, the center fielder.
This is a home run by 2 feet.
Yep.
Below that line.
Well, they are just swinging when they get up there. It's great. You mentioned pace during the commercial. Pitchers get the ball, they throw it. Hitters get in there, and they are ready to go.
They don't
from
leave the
pitch
batter's
one.
box.
And
Look,
they don't leave the batter's box.
Look at Jacob Furcus right now. Now he's getting out, but he's literally looking around him just like, can we pitch again? Let's go. They're ready. They want to hit. They want to pitch.
They throw strikes. They swing at strikes. Yep. That's why the game moves like it does.
There have been 14 first pitches. They've swung at 8 of them. Pitchers trying to get ahead, hitters trying to get ahead.
So this is Jacob Furcus, who is apparently the smartest kid on the team and tells jokes that no one even understands. That's how smart he is.
Do we know any of the jokes?
No. He told me a couple and I didn't understand them.
Play! Ball.
Want to play Little League? It's really simple. Visit playlittleleague.org. Enter your address to find a Little League program near you. Bottom of the third of this one, Carl Ravitch, Tim Kirkshin, Jessica Mendoza, Julie Foudy. That's the 2021 Little League World Series into day 2. Look out. That ball's down that third baseline. We didn't know if we would be here. Of course, didn't have a Little League season last year. The teams out there in the West, California, Hawaii, it was like the day before the season was scheduled to begin that they found out we were going to have a season. They brought all the players together. Torrance, California, Honolulu, Hawaii. So far, as good as the 2 teams we've seen. This is a very tough Michigan team. Furcus steps out. How about Oregon got a win today, Jess?
Yeah, and they came back. I mean, that's what you like to see is response. We've seen some teams just get their whole morale goes down once a team gets ahead. When you see his team respond, you know they're going to go far in the tournament.
Good pitch on the inside corner. Really good location from Frankie Bracaleone, and that's a strikeout.
So I met some of the parents from the Hawaiian team yesterday, and they gave me a can of macadamia nuts. Oh, how great is that?
That means you won the day. That's a great day.
It's like gold in Hawaii.
Yeah, you sharing that?
I know.
Where are
around.
they?
They're back here. We'll eat them in the 5th inning.
Okay.
Jackson Schufelt. He is batting for the first time today. Bunt there. We've seen some really good. I know you love to break down bunts, and we, every time somebody at the majors tries to bunt, we get one of our analysts, Eduardo. See, he moves his bat. He dropped the bat, different angle. Yeah, these guys have been very clean in their approach.
They've worked at it, and what I love about it is they have variations. I mean, they see the ball and understand it so well, which I think helps you as a hitter.
And of course, you're throwing 70 miles an hour from so close that appears as if it's 93, 94 at the major league level. Not easy pitches to bunt.
So Jackson here is a bow hunter for a hobby. You know how strong you have to be to pull one of those things back? Good for him.
I would think most bows are bigger than Jackson or you or me. Jackson pops it up to third. Well, Jackson's retired. We'll take a little look at what he likes to do. He's a big fisherman too, as well as the hunting. So Jackson's not afraid to get out there and get up early. A lot of these kids are up, Tim, long before the sun thought about coming up.
Right. Again, if you're going to fish and hunt, you have to do that. Bo Jackson was a great bow hunter, by the way, and he was so strong. It's like only he could pull the thing back far enough. The Royals guys used to try to take the bows that he had and pull, and they weren't even strong enough to cock the bow. And Bo Jackson was so much stronger, he could do it like he was moving the strings on a cello. That's what they told me. So you got to be strong to do that.
Pound the zone, keep the ball down, use your breaking pitch, okay? Have some fun here, okay? Let's go. Let's go. Come on, work with them, work with them.
Dylan Thomas is coming in. Bracaleone, he'll go to play an infield position. Will continue bottom 3, 2 outs. It's Michigan 3, Florida nothing at the World Series. Great folks in our technical department that were able to help with that FaceTime call from Ryan. So thanks, men and women that helped with that. Patriots got a little quarterback quandary already after just a game or so. 35-0, they beat the Eagles last night. Here's EVB. He will face the new pitcher, Dylan Thomas. Strike one.
You know, Ravi, we talk about the depth of these kids and the perspective. Dylan Thomas's favorite player he lists is Jackie Robinson. I mean, how cool is that? He's 12 years old.
Preston Sullivan is the other ace on this staff, and the loser today will play again tomorrow. So Sullivan, perhaps they're saving for tomorrow. And Frankie, who's moved over to third, is eligible to return on Monday, given the number of pitches that he threw. Van Bell had a hard RBI single up the middle, and that one got him on the leg. And another hit batter, and that's the third of the game by the Florida pitchers. Max LaForest will hit next. He's the number 8 hitter for this team. He's the first baseman. He struck out his first time up. Just getting the sense, given the size, the football playing of some of these kids, that getting hit, that's like a little badge of honor for the Michigan kids. Into right field and down. There's no force. Everybody advanced. Now we're turning. Now the brakes are on, and the throw back is not going to be made.
Good job, good baseline.
Really good coaching there as he had the big round from Jackson Surma. And you heard him say, make him throw, make him throw, make him throw.
I love this. I mean, the aggressiveness of rounding the bat. What this teaches these young kids. Watch him at second base come, and he's in his ear the entire way. This is what you do at third base at this age. Tell him to round, make him throw. Why? Because a lot of times you get the error errant throw, you score, and he understood to get back. This is such great coaching at this level.
Collie Harris bats now. He takes a good hack at it. Strike one. 2 substitute players for Michigan, Collie Harris and Jackson Schufelt. That's it. So they have 11 on their team. The 2 substitutes, because you have that number, will have to play in the field. And I don't say have to like it's a penalty. They should get a chance to play the 6 outs in the field. And
He's looking down here now.
perhaps more.
He's looking down here now.
Coach is in his ear talking about the catcher behind the plate, McLean Lewis, maybe thinking about a delayed steal. And so when he said when he's looking down here now, but a lot of times, and we've already seen at this tournament, if the catcher doesn't look, you can then score, try to score. He doesn't look you back.
2 outs. That's called strike 3. They're going to leave him loaded. Good job by Dylan Thomas. That's it, boys. That's a 3rd out. I think we're good. Come on off. We'll leave him loaded. Now we'll get in the field and continue this game. A little delayed strike 3 call, but a good one there from Thomas to get out of a jam. Time for today's family interview. It's brought to you by Green Light. Julie does this better than anybody. Julie?
I'm with the Gavin Euland's mom, Nicole, Grandma Valerie, who he talked about at the start of the show. But Mom, let's start with you. We're pretty intrigued by this side hustle of Gavin's, this lawn mowing business. How did this all start?
Well, actually, since he's been just a little toddler, he's mowed the grass with his dad. And when he started mowing it on his own, he was anxiously wanting to save and make money. So we supported it, encouraged it, and he's got about 10 lawns in our neighborhood that he mows for, and he just saves away his money. He's saving for a car.
Who is mowing the lawns while he is at Little League World Series?
His granddad.
Oh, Granddad has to take over the business while he's at home. But Grandma is here. Valerie, you have not missed a game of Gavin's. Is that correct?
No, every game I try to make.
And you have a long history with loving baseball, I understand.
Oh, I love the Tigers, of course. My dad, I grew up listening to it.
Well, I will tell you, I don't know if you saw the feature on him yet, but he gives a shout out to you, Valerie, for making it to every single game and the importance of that. And Nicole, for you, how special is it to finally be here? I know this has been long in the family.
I get emotional when I'm talking about it, but yes, since Gavin was a little guy, we watched this on TV, and the first night that he was here, he sent me a text, and then he FaceTimed me, and he's like, Mom, this is paradise. And he said, this is better than Christmas. This is better than anything that I've ever done, received, anything. And it's just been his dream his entire life. As all the boys on the team, I mean, they've all grew up dreaming of this moment. And I'm so proud to be a part of this league, this group, and be here to support all these boys.
Better than Christmas. That's saying a lot because he got a lawnmower for Christmas. That's all he wanted.
That's great. And you can hear Nicole talk about Gavin sitting there watching his mom be interviewed. That's great. It's a great look right there. And what an experience. That's why so many kids are playing these Little League baseball and softball games and on teams. Just get a chance to go to these respective tournaments. That's a blast in itself. And then you get a chance to maybe end up in one of these World Series cities.
On the love. And coming back, I mean, most kids didn't get a chance to play baseball last year, and hearing the passion from so many, being around Little League this year at the level, I'm at the 8U level, but oh my gosh, were these kids happy to be back.
3-1 breaking pitch. This is a tough play. Shortstop's going out, look out. Oh, off the end of his glove, Lucas Farner would have been better off if Cully or Jacob, the left or center fielder, got a chance to call him off, but he was under it. Really, really tough play. We'll give Frankie Brancalone a hit on that.
Yeah, this is such a tough play for a shortstop. Going over Series, looking over his head, trying to look back. If anyone has ever tried that, by the way, it's one of the most impossible catches to make, but all the effort there. And you're right, Rav, that's all outfield trying to come in and make that grab.
Big leaguers have trouble with that.
Oh, gosh. Some big leaguers shy away from that ball. They're looking at their outfielders for some help. John Thornton right up.
We talked about Mark Rogers, his coach. 30 years, has never seen a better competitor than this guy right here. And you can tell they're down by 3. He wants to make it up with one swing.
You know who loves the fact that he's a great competitor? The other competitor on the mound, Ethan Van Bell, who's loving this matchup and challenging him with 3 fastballs. He was inspired by that first swing, like, all right, let's do this.
Each one consecutively going higher and higher and higher. In fact, Cam Thornton behind the plate slowly his squat. Went from a squat to basically standing up saying, hey, he's going to chase up here.
Got 5 strikeouts now for Ethan Van Bell. He's allowed just 2 hits.
Ball.
We've had 1 walk in this game so far. Game I did yesterday, no walks for the Hawaiian pitcher. This is the point.
See humming right now.
Let's throw it over the plate and let's see somebody hit it. It's kind of the idea.
McLean Lewis, one of those strikeout victims, will not chase that one. 55 pitches now for Ethan Van Bell. 85 is your maximum. He's in good shape. That ball is going to get down in front of the center fielder, Firkus, and he bobbles it for a second. No advancement. His throw short hops in. That's a good pickup there by Jackson Surma at third base.
Lewis did a great job on that. That was a breaking ball. He waited, and drove it up the middle.
Waited so long, Tim, that he was able to drive this to the right side, which tells you so much about the hitter that he is. Didn't even try to pull it. Recognized it, crushed it.
And he will be able to say for the rest of his life, I got a knock at Williamsport. What a cool thing.
Parker Shoup now will be a pinch hitter with first and second occupied. He squares the bunt. He hit him in the batter's box, so he'll get a chance to keep batting. That hits you outside the batter's box. You'd be out for hitting that ball in fair territory, but he never left. And now he and his manager, Mark Rogers.
Hands out front, slow it down, slow it down. Think about it. Let's punt it down the first base line, okay? Between the pitcher and the line, and get down there, okay? Let's get those guys over, okay? Relax, get it out front.
He's been given the mission. Not just bunt it, the sacrifice, but Mark Rogers recognized where the defense is and the location that he's hoping Parker can execute.
Now, more often, you'll try to bring this to third to get the third baseman off of third base. The first baseman, Max LaForest, is way in.
Ball.
That ball's down. He's the one that's charging.
Surma, the third baseman, is not going to cover on a bunt there. We've seen the athleticism from Ethan Van Bell, so he's got anything to the right of him.
So we have a pinch runner here. So they put a new rule in that if you pinch hit, you have to finish your tour around the bases. And it was Carl Ravitch that made that suggestion. You can't put a kid in to pinch hit and then not allow him to run the bases. That's part of the gig. Way to go, Ravi.
Carl Ravitch rule.
Here's a good bunt, and they'll go to first. Really good job by Parker Shoup as he gets the ball down. Now you got 2 in scoring position. That's not an easy pitcher to bunt on, and that was perfect. I tell you, the bunting in this game has been as good as anything else as far as aspects of this game.
Well, it's not easy to execute when you have a good pitcher on the mound that knows you're going to bunt, trying to elevate. He stays on top of it.
Here's Dylan Thomas. Stepped out of that one, and he fouled it back.
So Dylan Thomas is one of 3 kids on this team that's born on August the 10th. They have 13 kids, 3 share the same birthday. And here it is, Jess, perfect bunt.
And you see how high it was? The thing was at his chest, and he got on top of it.
You good? No balls, 1 strike. Play. Hey, go ahead.
The teachable moment, right? I mean, Thomas's back foot seems to move out of the way here when he swings, and he's just able to foul that ball off. As a hitter, what's a piece of advice you can give somebody? That one's high. What about your feet, Jess, in the box?
The whole idea is just you have to find a spot you're comfortable in. You talked about with hands earlier, Timmy. A lot of times it's not just fidgety with your hands, but your feet.
Ball.
And for him, there's like a feeling of almost wanting to bail, like get out of the way. And that's just mental.
Yep.
Having the confidence to stay in there. If you get hit, you get hit.
2-2 to Dylan Thomas. It's inside. He's worked it full. Florida, part of the game where they're using their substitute players. They have 4 of them, so it's required that you get 1 at bat. 13 on the team. Way outside. Good job, Dylan Thomas. Spoiled a few and now walks to first to load him up.
I like the fight in this Florida team. Ravi, we talked about this before. You know, sometimes the morale.
How you feeling? You feeling good? All right, listen, we gotta do is make a play here, all right? Get that small guy. If he does bump, remember we got a force out everywhere, right?
Corner's coming in.
Yeah. You're charging, right? You're going over to second, right? You're charging. You're going to second, all right?
Wait.
You're staying home. You're covering second. Yeah. Just like our wheel play here. Hey, let's focus. Let's go get this guy, right? He's a little scrappy. Make sure nobody's too deep back there. Watch me for where their depth is, all right? Hey, let's go get him, E. Let's go get him. Thank you.
Evan Morejon will bat. He flew out to first, his first time up. They believe a bunt is possible. Left fielder, Holly Harris. Right fielder, Jackson Schufelt, shallow. Not a lot of places to get a hit here.
Michigan's coach called him scrappy. Mark Rogers calls him feisty.
Up the middle, Hewlin actually shaded towards first. Whoa. And a little buzzing of the tower. Biggest chance of the game for Florida to this point. Good swing by Morejon, but it's by him, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I love the reaction. Oh, he knows he missed it. Great swing.
Ball. And I love no batting gloves for this kid.
Two. That's 3-2 now. And here we go with the bases loaded. 2 outs, 3-2 count. And the Florida crowd getting into it. Got him, he blew it by him, and a good pitch. Ethan Van Bell picks up punch out number 6, and Florida leaves the bases loaded. My best against your best, and right now, Michigan besting Florida by 3. Plays building blocks.
What's going on, guys? We're talking pop-up priority today. We're going to get a pop-up. We got to understand that outfield has priority over first base. Second base has priority over first base, and outfielder has priority over both of them. So we got to be loud and call the ball when it's up in the air.
I got.
Nice job, fellas. The big thing here is being loud and communicating. That way you secure the out.
All right, Xavier shrugs, thank you. So this was one of those, Jess.
Yep, absolutely. And account communication, knowing who has priority too. And for this, it was the outfielders. They absolutely had the priority in this, but you've got to be loud. Xavier nailed it with this because this is an almost impossible play for a shortstop to try to make.
The way Bobby Valentine used to teach that was nobody says a word until the outfielder yells, "I got it." So two people aren't yelling at the same time. The only person who's yelling here is the outfielder, because when two are yelling, it gets confusing.
Little League Sandlot Fun Days, player-led, unstructured opportunity for local Little League programs to provide a fun, relaxed activity for baseball and softball players. Kids make the rules, make the lineups, and make the calls. Give them the bats, balls, and field, and get out of the way. Let them play. Learn more today at littleleague.org/Sandlot Fun Days. Top of the order now for Michigan. Farner, Euland, Thorning. Strike number one as Dylan Thomas pitches for the second inning. 4 days rest now going to be required for Michigan starter, who has been very good. But they're deep. Ethan Van Bell will have to be 4 days off. Just short, fielded cleanly. Jones' throw is a cannon.
You said it, down.
I told you, I watched infield and I watched that kid throw. He threw it that hard on every single throw. It was beautiful.
That is an arm. Fields it cleanly. I mean, just a bullet over to first base.
Let it eat. Now Euland.
I like Dylan Thomas. I mean, he's got a little extra movement. It's a late movement he gets on his fastball. See it going away to righties. He knows how aggressive this Michigan team is.
Oh, that's outside. I often look down at the third base coach after some player either swings or what do you think the biggest piece of advice in game the third base coach ends up telling his player?
It's got to be simple as possible. You do not want to be giving coaching tips, big ones.
Rolling to third, and then that's 2 down. I've seen the third base coach more often than not. It's one of those sort of be patient. So he's using both hands and kind of just telling, just calm down.
Yes.
It's not very instructional. It's not deep, but a lot of it is center field, up the middle, and hands that just say, calm it down.
Right there, stay on top.
Yep.
Simplify. Breathe. I mean, one word. Because you know why, Carl? I mean, their minds are racing. Their hearts are racing. So you want to make them breathe, relax, and simplify the game. That's when you play your best.
You good? You got like 98 papers going. Did you find what you were looking for?
Well, I was looking up something from yesterday. So Cam Thorning's, the person he wants to meet the most is Michael Jordan. Yesterday we had Eli Bucko from New England, and he said the person I would like to meet the most in the whole world is either David Ortiz or Carl Ravitch. Yes.
No.
How great is that?
That's
Big Poppy or the voice of Little League Baseball.
Don't tell Carl that.
Go to Big Poppy. He can offer a lot more.
Oh.
One of the coaches from Pennsylvania, now Mark Rogers sought you out, but one of the coaches from Pennsylvania mentioned you, Tim.
Yeah, I heard about that, and I think he wants to meet me because he thinks I would be nice to him, which I'm not sure what that says, but I'll take it. Very, very flattered.
You come across as a nice guy to everybody, and by the way, that's appropriate. You are a nice guy. I've been around you long enough. You don't bite. You don't punch generally. I mean, I know there was a time during a game where you grabbed Eduardo, and you kind of tweaked him a little bit. But, for the most part, and this, too.
Right.
I like that he's standing right now.
I can't see over the monitor if I sit down. This is obvious. I can't watch the game if I sit down. I'm sorry. I'm 5'4½".
I was saying I like that you're standing. I was complimenting you. It's a little defensive. Just waiting for Cam Thorning to get a hold of one.
I
in his
agree.
swings. I see Cody Bellinger in his stance. I know you mentioned Yelich, but that short, low hand slot, that kind of like calm before the storm, because Thorning has such a powerful swing, very explosive.
He's got a good count. If Thomas is going to groove one, it's 3 balls and a strike. There are 2 outs. And he did to second, right by the second baseman. Hit too hard for Stern to come up with it. Thornton throws it back in. Cam Thorning reaches base for the second time with his first hit.
And like you said, Jess, short and to the ball. So many kids, so many big leaguers end up swinging around the ball and losing some of their power. But he keeps those hands in and goes straight to it, leading with the nod.
Yeah, look at the beautiful swing. Take a look at that. Honestly, the firepower, once he gets that front foot down, and these kids crowd. I mean, look at Jackson Surma right now. I mean, he is toes on whatever line was left. Same with Cam Thorning. I mean, they are crowding these pitchers as much as you can be on the plate as possible.
I'm going to say it again. This is so impressive. They stand right there. They stick their face in there and said, I'm taking an at-bat here.
He's got 2 hits already with a single and a double. He offered it the first one. Not there, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Look at that back foot come off the ground. It's a big Hank Aaron move. Of course, we have the Hank Aaron and Tom Seaver brackets here. Surma's got a single and a double. And this is to third. Difficult play. Brancaleone, though, got that foot back down, did Preston Sullivan, who lifted it, and then he was able to relocate the bag. Good inning. Shortstop and 2 plays by Brancaleone at third. 5th inning coming up, 3-0 in Williamsport, Michigan. Yeah, we're shaking it all out here. Day 2, Little League World Series. Volunteer has been great. Kyle Peterson was down there today with Mike Monaco and Xavier Scruggs. Up here at Lomity, Carl Ravitch, Tim Kirkshin, Jessica Mendoza, and of course, Sebastian Salazar and Julie Foudy riding around in that swaggin' wagon when they get a chance and enjoying the interviews with the kids, the coaches, their families. It's been a blast to be back here at the World Series as we welcome you back to our ESPN coverage of the Little League World Series. It's presented by T-Mobile. We got a new pitcher on the mound. Jacob Firkus is going to throw now. Ethan Van Bell will move over from the mound to first base. And Mason Galdis bats for Florida. That's a good pitch. You do wonder just how deep this staff is. Van Bell's not eligible now for 4 days. They get a win, they get a couple more days off. But they got a bunch of guys that can throw it and throw it straight. Just foul. Seventh strikeout for Florida today, and the first one for Firkus.
That's my son, Noah. And that? We call that the Greenlight effect. Greenlight's the debit card for kids, with an app that teaches them how to earn and manage money. Now, Noah's saving more than he's spending. Join more than 3 million parents and kids at greenlightcard.com.
Back to the top, Zach Stern. First pitch is a little high. So in the 3rd inning, they had runners on. In the 4th inning, they had them loaded. Couldn't score. Strikeouts ended both of those innings from Ethan Van Bell. Now we're in the 5th, and they're running out of outs. Down 3-0 here in their first game at the Little League World Series.
Zach Stern, who's up to bat right now. One of the hardest hits we've seen from Florida. Big double. He said that he has propelled this Florida team, their offense. He gets them going at the top of the lineup.
Firkus has some real late movement on his fastball. A little 2-seam action there.
To third, and a nice little running catch by Jackson Surma. Got that glove up quickly, and then he ran with it that way until he had the ball in his glove.
Good read by Surma. Nice hit by Zach Stern.
Brennan Jones next up. First pitch misses, but geez, imagine batting practice if the kid, like live BP, when you parade out Van Bell, then you bring Furcus in, let's see what he does.
Yeah, in comes the 5'11" kid throwing hard. Good luck.
Up the middle, diving stop, no. Lucas Farmer had to go off his glove. Excellent effort by the shortstop, but a hit for Brennan Jones, his first of the day.
This Florida bats really starting to get going. A nice job on a pitch up and away. You talked about that late run that Fergus is getting on his pitches. Jones does a nice job of staying with it. Base it up the middle.
So Frankie Leone, walk and a single. Good swing at it. Florida's had base runners on 4 of the 5 innings. It's not like they haven't had their chances, which will bode well as the tournament moves on. Just like the major leagues and college, once you kind of get through the top 2 pitchers on the teams, the offenses tend to shine a little bit brighter.
Fergus took a little bit off that one, so a little change piece.
First couple days, we've seen great pitching. That one misses. Good frame. How about Cam Thorning behind the plate trying to frame that up?
And we've also seen great defense these first 2 days. The Hawaiian shortstop was tremendous, but that Ryan Pearson kid for Tennessee yesterday put on a show. And Jess, this is my first takeaway from the first time I came here. The skillful play of our middle infielders is stunningly good. You can be bigger and stronger and throw harder and hit it farther than anyone, but infield play, especially up the middle, has been great.
Yeah, so often, one of the aspects we're missing amongst many, but one is watching the South Korea and Japan teams take infield. It's your guy, that's Ryan, the scientist. Back up the middle, tough hop. Took a bad hop over the glove of Farner, and here is Florida now with 2 on. John Thornton coming to the plate as the tying run.
Great at bat from Frankie, and to be able, again, we're seeing pitches kind of have that late movement, but just hard ground balls, finding a hole. This one gets the hop right over the glove. Lucas Farner in the right position.
And hits the edge of the grass here and pops up. That's a knock, by the way. I hope we gave him a hit on that.
Yeah, we did. Here's Thornton. Good swing. He's done that a couple times, and that's what challenged Van Bell the last at-bat when he threw 3 fastballs, each one a little higher.
Great take. First time we have seen Thornton take a fastball up in the zone. Struck out on it. Was a bat prior.
That one's down, and it's a little better just off the plate. Called a strike. Now Thornton, who had 2 hits in the regional, 0 for 2 today, needs a big one. Well, the day Frankie's had, he's at first base. He's reached all 3 times. Ooh, look out.
Let him run. Cameron.
Just another reminder, another great thing about Lomedy, there's netting all the way down. There is no chance that Nen and Pop are going to get hit by a line drive while they're watching their grandchildren. Safety here is imperative. I love it.
Boy, he's getting closer as John Thornton, 2 big rips at it, fouling them both off. Not sure you're willing to take a little off of it because he feels like a guy that's going to wait on it and hit it hard and hit it far.
You got to make him chase. You got to go way out of the zone.
He's out.
And that's a good spot. I mean, this is the biggest bat, probably the biggest moment of the game right here for Florida.
This is it, 3-2, 2 out. Fastball pitcher, big kid at the plate. Probably see something elevated here.
2 innings have ended on strikeouts in this situation. There's another foul shot.
That was the pitch, though. I mean, that was his pitch. Fastball outside and just a little bit late on it.
Ninth pitch coming. Jacob's mom's having a difficult time watching her son on the mound, and now John steps out.
We interviewed a kid from New England, his parents, and they were literally weeping as we interviewed them, watching their kids play. It was so cool.
Here comes the 3-2 to Thornton. Did take some off. That's a walk. He's got him loaded again. Back-to-back innings for Florida with the bases full.
That is a great at-bat.
Great job. Great job.
Especially after the result prior. Made the adjustment. Huge walk.
I didn't want that pitch. I didn't want that pitch. I didn't want that pitch. Like I know. All right, listen, let's go at these guys here. Let's go at work what we got to do. All right, this kid's got a good stick here. Let's work it. Let's make sure our guys are in good spots here right now. Hey, listen, no pressure here, right? All right, let's make a play here and get out of this and go back to hitting, all right? All right, you got this? You good? You feel good? All right, let's go. Let's go. Thank you.
So in a way, Rick Thornton's saying we're going to lay off of the off-speed stuff there. You've got a good fastball. Let's use it. And now he's going to have to deal with McLean Lewis, who had a hit his last time up with the bases loaded again. Outfield is deep. Good start with a fastball in the corner. Strike one. First game for both these teams. Winning so critical in that first game at the Little League World Series. Oh, that was off, but he still got the strike call, and it's now 0-2. Ferkus ready, fires. That's off. Cameron Thornton's doing his best to try to steal some strikes.
He's trying to frame it there. Pulling that back in there.
Sure is.
Oh, keep first.
On the ground, tough play at first. He'll flip to the pitcher, Ferkus, and Ethan Van Bell has been outstanding.
That was not an easy play. That ball kind of exploded on the second hop. He knocked it down, kept it in front of him, and hit the pitcher on the run.
Michigan's done it all so far. They lead 3-0 to the bottom of the fifth. Big spot for Florida coming up empty. If you love this game, this is one of the great days of the year.
Those kids will never forget that the rest of their lives.
Players take a trip down memory lane just a bit. For me, I always wanted to come here. I never got to come here. Cool experience.
To be a part of these kids' memories forever is going to be really special for us.
It's going to be an outstanding night. Sunday night, ESPN, the Major League Baseball Little League Classic. Done a variety of interviews about that. Like, to me, as great as it is that the teams are coming, Shohei Ohtani's going to be here. Kids are going to call the game on ESPN2. We're going to do it on ESPN Radio. There's Ian.
Zoe and Haley. I love it. They're so excited to be here.
They should be excited. What an opportunity.
It's great. I did a half inning as the guest analyst last year with those kids. The first question they asked me, Tim, how many kids are taller than you here at the Little League World Series?
That was their first question.
It was hilarious.
America wants to know.
It was hilarious. It was great. Those kids were great.
So the KidCast, they're doing a game with Shohei Ohtani playing. They're calling a game with the MVP of the American League. They're calling that game.
The games I've done, at least 10 players list their favorite player as Shohei Ohtani, and on Sunday, they're going to get to meet him. How great is that? It's going to be, as you know, Jess, when the big leaguers come here, it's a celebration of kids and big leaguers at the same time. It's beautiful
Magical.
to watch.
And how about that picture we've seen of Babe Ruth surrounded by the kids? That's what it's going to be
with Ohtani.
He is the Babe Ruth. He's better than Babe Ruth in some ways, doing things Babe never did. He leads the league in homers, which Babe, of course, did, but he's a top 10 pitcher in baseball. He's coming to Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
So when Anthony Rizzo came here, he led the kids on the bus with a rendition of Center Field by John Fogerty. They're all singing on the bus, and then, of course, he went down the hill on a piece of cardboard
that was
with all
my
the
favorite
kids.
moment.
It was beautiful. And one of the bus rides that I was on, Reese Hoskins put together a dance contest with the kids on the bus. It was hilarious beyond words.
Jacob Furcus got a big ground ball. He got some help from his buddy over there at first, Ethan Van Bell.
And of course, 2 years ago when Chris Archer was here, he had been struggling. I'll finish this in a second.
Brennan Jones now the pitcher. That's Wayne Sett got him on his foot. So Furcus is down to first base. Another hit batter.
So one of the kids recognized Chris Archer, who had been having a difficult season, and he says to Chris Archer, "Aren't you the guy that gives up all the home runs?" Chris Archer goes, yeah, I'm the guy that gives up all the home runs. What these kids say is just priceless because they're 12 and it's beautiful.
Or actually lay down the first baseline. All right, but you got to keep it short. I don't want a hard bunt. All right, our job is to get him to second.
Let's see if Jackson Schufelt can get one down on the ground. Like he said, bunt to first. First baseman Preston Sullivan is deep behind the runner at first. No reason to hold him. There's no leading here. And not anticipating a bunt. Oh, there's the square, and that one got him on the hand. The home plate umpire hasn't seen that reaction at all.
Oh, right on the knuckles. Got to get the hands on the other side of the bat so they're not exposed like that.
So how difficult is this next pitch going to be when I think the mission is still the same to bunt? You tried late. Boy, you just got your knuckles drilled.
Yeah. Well, and you're going to be fearful of getting that hand any higher than it is.
Of course.
You got to pinch the bat on the barrel. It's a skill for sure that
we've seen done really well today, actually. Really well.
Oh! Bunting with 2 strikes here.
Bottom of the 5th in a 3-0 game. Michigan on top. That ball's hammered into left field. That's the response to the 2 failed bunts. Coach, bunt this.
Right. I'll hit a line drive to left field. Thank you.
Well, they had him bunting with 2 strikes, which I'm thinking, gosh, the lack of confidence in him being able to get a base hit, and then he proves, no, I got this.
Big time swing and a hard line shot for a single. And mom, who saw Jackson shaking that hand like, yeah, here we go. And here we go with Ethan Van Bell in 2 on. He's been the star today. Started on the mound, made a great defensive play in the last half.
And made a great defensive play as the pitcher. He's got a hit. He's been hit by a pitch. And to repeat, he's the quarterback on the football team. He's athletic. He can do multiple things. They all help out in this game.
He's right up on the dish, too. Not a lot of room on the inside. And a slow roller to third. Tough hop will go to first. He beats it out. Quarterback scramble. He can run, too.
He can run, too, is right.
Not sure if Thornton had a chance to wait, have that ball come to third, then just step on the base. He opted to charge it and try to get the runner at first. And he couldn't do it. And now Max LaForest bats with the bases jammed for Michigan.
Bit of life. They had a man on third there, coming to third. Did you call for the ball, Frankie? Yeah, we should probably. Could we have gotten him there? Could he have gotten him there?
I said touch 3.
Yeah, all you had to do was go back and touch 3 on that, right? We got to be smarter. Here, go back to shortstop. Will, come on in. Go to right field, John. Frankie, go back to third.
Really nice, gentle teaching moment. The play would have been to go to third there.
Hey, I need you to throw like you did in the pen the other day. Hard, down. Let's get a ground ball. I need a ground ball here. Okay, we're going to pull the infield in. Ball back to you. You go home. Make sure we catch the ball first before we try to get 2.
Infield in. Winterkorn's first pitch. Fouled off. Big spot for Max LaForest. It's only a 3-0 game, and Florida has had so many chances, but nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th.
An infield in as it should be. Got to get the play at the plate. Got to get 2 there. You're down 3. It's the bottom of the 5th.
Brancaleone's at 3rd. Brennan Jones, your shortstop. Zach Stearns at 2nd. That one to the backstop. No advance, and now the runner has to go back to 2nd quickly. Schufelt did.
I love what these kids want to do when they get older. William Winterkorn wants to be an orthodontist. And now he's going to have to extract his team from a very difficult spot.
Wow, very good.
That was good,
I do these things to annoy Ravi only.
You might not be able to text, but you can definitely do
You can annoy.
Get in there, get in there,
That's through. That's a big hit. It's going to bring in Firkus. Here comes Schufelt. He's waved. Throw home. Not in time. Down to 3rd base goes Van Bell, and quickly to 2nd base goes LaForest. A hard hit single right past the drawn-in infield. They add 2. It's 5-0.
Infield's got to be in there, but that's exactly what happens sometimes when you bring the infield in. Maybe a makeable play goes for 2 runs, and now it's 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. Great base running by the other Michigan guys to move up on the throw to the plate.
Yeah, once that got by Winterkorn on the mound, it was destined for center field. Chauncey Atkins had a big hit his first time up. Hard hit single. He's the 9-hole hitter. Here's the coach. You look down to 3rd. I try to do that after every swing. It's like, calm it down. We're good. Just swing at strikes. Let it come down. Two strikes, Chauncey Atkins. Runner at 3rd is very fast, and he throws that high. Ball and 2 strikes. Michigan trying to stay in the winner's bracket. There's the runner down there at 3rd.
Time.
So you generally come in when you have a 9-hole hitter up, but the outfield is very shallow. And that one has popped up. I get the sense that Chauncey gets a hold of one, it's going to go over the outfielder's head. They're really, really shallow.
Well, if he hits it over their head, we're going to see an inside the park homer because this kid can run.
It's a great look. Thanks, Doug Holmes, our director, just how shallow that outfield is playing. Atkins' front foot is like almost behind the corner of home plate. How much he's crowding that plate. Here's a good look at it. I'm not sure that white line extends that far, but that's all right.
He's going to get hit by a strike.
He is crowding as much as you possibly can, and because that line is gone, he got even more closer to the plate.
Oh.
And if you're going to be allowed to do that, you've seen Winterkorn on the mound realize, like, where do I throw the ball?
No. Let me see it real quick.
Debelak, the home plate umpire, has given a few strikes on the outside part of the plate, so you might as well get closer to the plate so you can cover the ball away from you.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Play.
Good 9-hitter, huh? Fouling balls off, right on the plate, aggressive, and may call time a little bit too often, but he's
one of the sweetest bunts we've seen.
Yes.
Base hit, brought it down the 3rd baseline.
Now we're ready for a 2-2. Got him swinging on a high strike. Atkins is gone. Just about 5 o'clock in the East. ESPN2 will start our next game. We're all excited to watch this guy, Gavin Weir. You know how you get excited about strikeout and walk numbers? 30-0.
This is Chris Sale at age 12. He throws from the same arm slot. He's got a similar slider that goes over the back foot, and he throws really hard.
Chris Sale always talks about how he had troubles with command when he was younger, so this guy might have a one-up on him.
Exactly. Outfield still shallow. Lucas Farner, the leadoff hitter for Michigan.
Ball.
A little low. First base is open. But Florida can ill afford to give up any more runs. Down 5-zip with 3 outs to play with.
Favorite app, TikTok. That makes 2 of us.
Ball.
I saw your TikTok moves
No,
in the
no.
You did a whole dance.
My son asked me to do that.
So you still did it.
I did it because my son asked me to do that.
And you put it on the internet.
Joe McCoy had asked me to do that. I wouldn't have. And no, I did not put it on the internet.
The internet demanded it.
Ball 4.
Ball 4, Farner. Jess, you know how many, is it hits? Is that what happens? Is how many hits that got? Do you know?
Yeah. No,
Seriously.
No, I'm guessing.
Do you recall what the
thousands?
number was? No. Millions.
Are you serious? It was good. It was really good. In fact, we're going to have to get it at some point during this World Series. Tim's giving me angry glare.
I'm being serious. Was it 4 million or 14
There's nothing to be
million?
nervous about, okay?
It was well over 10 million.
14
and
million
I would
at one
only know
point.
that because somebody told me, because I wouldn't know how to check that anyway. All I know is I walked up the street with my grandson the other day, and the lady, one of our neighbors, came out and said, "My son loves you. He's 12, and he loves JoJo Siwa, who was the young woman that danced with me."
TikTok.
So
yeah, she's
now
a big deal.
all these little kids.
She knows JoJo Siwa.
She was in the celebrity game. That's
Yes.
how this all happened.
The message during Tim's discussing of the 14 million views was, we can't catch a walk, so we need to have them put the ball in play.
Right.
And Gavin Hewlin bats with the bases loaded. Outfield a little more respectful. They've moved back a little. Gets the called strike number 1. There you go. So with 1 out, they move back a little bit because the middle infielders were never going to get a double play playing up.
And this is the play with 1 out. Get the double play in the middle.
Hewlin towards the line and just runs out of room. Don Thornton out there in right. Now that's tough when you get a speedy runner there at third. Do you catch that ball in foul territory and let the run score and tag at a 5-0? Like, what do you do?
I take the out there. I don't drop anything intentionally. I take the out because this Michigan team, you better take it out when you can get it.
Gavin Hewlin looking for a big hit. That's getting by him. And now we got a runner at second who's way off. They will not throw back.
Good job.
Very aggressive base running. Everybody back to where they started. Max LaForest was probably 10 feet from third base, 15 feet.
Like you said, Jess, they're pushing the action here. You make a run, realize it's not there, then you get back.
But they react. I mean, coaches will tell their runners in game, but you can tell they've practiced this. How to be aggressive and then pull back.
1-2, that's going to get through. That's going to bring in the 6th run. And everybody else moves up 1. RBI for Gavin Hewlin, his second hit. It's 6-0 Michigan. They're finding holes, aren't they?
And now you have the hitter up to bat that you didn't want to face with the bases loaded. And take a look at Gavin Hewlin and this swing. Pitch up at his chin. Stays on top of it, finds a hole. To continue to swing the bat.
Well, with a 10-run rule, a home run here would give them 10 and effectively end this game in the bottom of the 5th. They've been great with runners in scoring position, 6 for 12 today. Will not leave the yard. Left fielder's coming in. Morejon. He will fire home. Here's the throw. And he is called safe. Boy, it looked like Lewis lapped the tag on the chest of Max LaForest. We'll take another look at it.
Will Wintercorn, the pitcher, already calling, put on the headsets. I want a replay. I love it when the kids now know the signal to call replays.
What'd you think, naked eye? I thought he tagged him before he hit the bag.
I did too.
Yes.
Right there.
He's out.
Great move, though, to be able to get out of the way of the initial tag. I mean, he would have been hosed.
It doesn't look like right now Mark Rogers is in. Now we're going to get him out of the dugout.
And McLean Lewis made a really good play on that ball because he's got to go get it first, of course, instead of staying home. But then he gets back and tags him out. That was a beautiful play, and that's a double play if they get this right.
You wonder if Mark is asking about out of the baseline. I don't get the impression that he's going to review it, and he was out. I mean, clearly out.
I'm shocked.
It may not mean much in a 7-0 game, but that's the third out of the inning.
Well, it means a lot to your pitcher. I mean, he's the one asking for the replay. He wants that double play out to be out of this inning.
Jackson Surma, another soccer player. Can't stress this enough. Soccer improves your footwork, makes you a better baseball player.
Single and a double for Surma.
Ball.
Nomar Garcia-Parra, Omar Vizquel, dozens of Major League players have been really good soccer players, which helps you, especially in the middle infield.
9th batter of the inning for Florida.
Julie Foudy is loving this right now.
Oh, no. Gotta be sooner, okay?
Tammy, I couldn't love you anymore right now.
As long as they choose baseball, right, at the end.
That one got by, didn't hit him, and another run is going to come across. Not sure. You think Mark Rogers has kind of an aversion to using instant replay, showing up an umpire? That's a possibility. There are people who are anti-replay, and they're just not going to call for it. And that hit him on the...
That's a hit batter.
It is.
If it hits the uniform, that's a hit batter.
Oh.
Which actually would have worked for Florida.
Yep.
The run wouldn't have scored.
Three and one on the ground to third. To first. Good play. Frankie Brancaleone took his time with it and threw over to first to get Surma. Last chance after 5. Florida needs a bunch. To Julie Foudy. I'm Carl Ravitch. Michigan 8, Florida nothing. Michigan during the regionals, they used 6 different pitchers, all of whom had big-time strikeout numbers. They struck out 38 and walked only 8 during the regionals. Van Bell got 12 2/3 innings. Euland pitched. Surma gave you 3 2/3. Ferkus, who's on the mound, 3 1/3. Also pitching is Max LaForest and Noah Bourne. So they're deep as far as a pitching staff goes. They're looking to complete a shutout. Been a while since the Michigan team has had a shutout at the Little League World Series.
1959. And since the state tournament, this team has now outscored their opponents 96-9.
Yeah. They're peaking at the right time, if you will. Ferkus pulls one outside.
And since the regional, it's now 46-2. This is a team that's going to stick around for a little while.
Feels that way. Preston Sullivan, he's a strikeout victim, number 1 here in the 6th.
I love the accuracy of Jacob Fergus, understanding exactly where Cam Thorning is set up, where to hit. And a lot of times we'll see pitchers throw strikes, but where you throw those strikes is what leads to big strikeouts like that one.
We focus so much on the pitchers throwing. This guy behind the plate is very solid, and we're looking forward to seeing Ella Bruning, assuming she's going to catch tonight for the team from Abilene, Texas. But the catchers deserve a lot of the credit for what we've seen from the pitchers. And this one in particular, Cameron Thorning, is very solid back there.
Watch him get down to a knee. Just to create a beautiful target. And that's a ball. It's below the knee, but he does a nice job because he's down on that knee. He gets underneath the ball. I mean, this is big league type stuff to be able to understand how to really frame up these pitches.
He is a big kid to be a catcher, and it is not an easy position to play when you're big, especially when you're a 12-year-old, but he's so athletic back there. He's so graceful the way he moves.
Ball.
Didn't miss by much. They got 8 strikeouts of Florida hitters today. Ethan Van Bell started. Jacob Furcus trying to end it.
Ball.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Mark Rogers will have some positive things to say, as well as some things he likes to clean up. But they had opportunities. I mean, they've had base runners in every inning but one.
Will, get your helmet.
They've left 8 on base.
Re-enter him. Wait for him to call you.
Shake my hand, you're okay? Hey, good pitch. Where'd that miss at?
No way.
Okay, you're good, you're good. You're gonna go to center field. Chauncey's gonna go to right.
Yeah, this is another really good lesson. When the kids are this age, let them play as many positions as they can. You should never have a kid just play one position. As a 12-year-old, he may find he's better at someplace else. So let them play as many as they can as early as they can. It'll make them better at every position if they get to play all the positions.
So that pitch count is the reason that they took Furcus out, so he'd be available on shorter rest. Well, you mentioned the number of pitchers they have. This is Max LaForest. He's going to try to do this in less than 20, so he'd be available as early as tomorrow, not require any rest.
Again, this is the kid who hurt his right elbow during the pandemic and then learned to throw with his left hand. We had a kid in yesterday's game who's injured, but he's ambidextrous.
Yeah.
But he's not here. I would love to have seen him pitch with both arms in a little league game.
The Hawaii pitcher.
Yeah.
We did that regional game in which Tyler had a big black glove,
Right.
six fingers,
Right.
and he did it based on his comfort level. He throws equally as well from both sides. And the game we did, he was more comfortable throwing from the right side. So even when a righty was up, he would throw righty. Right. And he didn't switch. When a lefty came up to his left hand, he just threw right-handed. He apparently is trying out for a select team, and he and his dad decided to honor that commitment. I heard the story. It was we made this commitment a long time ago before we even knew we were going to have a Little League season. So now we're left with a choice. Do we follow through with this Little League commitment or honor the commitment that we made before we even knew we were going to have a season? There was a part of me that thought maybe that the team he was trying out for would have said, I got an idea, go to Williamsport. We'll use that as your tryout. Ow. Jack Furtis just gets into the game and he gets hit by a pitch. So Fernier goes down to first. A few guys plunked in this one.
5 total between the two teams.
Tyler, nicknamed Tiny T, love that, and he has learned Mandarin and Spanish. Well, it's pretty impressive.
What was your nickname? Never Tiny T. I mean, I'm just no.
Big T for sure.
Believe me, I was smaller than Tiny T. I don't know if there's a word to express that.
Ball.
All right, we need a strike here. We need somebody to put the ball in play, too. Keep this game going.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Tyler Fitzgerald. This one is to right, and Atkins is right there to make the play. Bathed in sunshine now, all of Lomity on what is turning out to be a wonderful Friday evening weather-wise. There are 2 down. Michigan is an out away from winning game number 1. And making a statement in doing so. Florida's a very good team. Made one error. They hit a few batters, and they didn't capitalize on the opportunities, but you also got to give credit to the pitching staff for Michigan not allowing that to happen. Strike 1. Zach Stern, big double.
Ball.
So Michigan was aching to get back on the field, having not played a game for 5 days, and now they're going to run into a spot where they're not playing a game for a while. That is gonna do it. Looked like Van Bell's foot may have been off first base. That's what the first base coach is imploring Mark Rogers to take a look at. I'm going to review every final out of every game anyway.
Well, he had the best look at first base.
You don't need to.
So we're going to replay this one.
Watch Rogers' back foot. He starts searching for the bag with his foot. And did he ever get to it? So he put it down there. Is that ankle actually making contact with the base?
I think he gets it in the back of it. He misses it here, but watch him put that ankle down right now.
Or did the foot of the base runner cause the bag to then make contact with the ankle? It's a part of Rogers that almost felt reluctant to go to replay in an 8-0 game. But they're doing it anyway, and let's see if that foot did get the bag, and that will do it. So that right foot hits the bag. The final score, Michigan 8, Florida 0. For Julie Foudy, Jessica Mendoza, Tim Kirkshin, hats off to both Florida and Michigan. As it's 1-0 Michigan, Florida will have to make it out of the losers bracket. World Series continues right now. South